The Las Vegas Raiders are making moves, and this one sends a clear message. They're committed to building from the trenches. Kolton Miller, the anchor of the offensive line, is officially staying put in Sin City. What's up, football fans? If you're just as hyped about the NFL as we are, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Let's talk football, Raiders football. The Silver and Black have locked in their longest tenured player. Kolton Miller, the Raiders' stalwart left tackle, just signed a fresh 3-year, $66 million contract extension. That deal includes a whopping $42.5 million in guaranteed money. Now let's break this down. This is not just a payday. This is a commitment. A clear statement from the Las Vegas front office that they're investing in stability, in leadership, and in long-term protection for their quarterback. For context, Miller was heading into the final year of his previous deal, which he signed back in 2021. Another 3-year extension worth $54 million. At the time, that contract helped solidify his status as one of the top blindside protectors in the league. But now, he's taken it a step further. This new deal locks him in through the 2028 season. That means by the end of this extension, Kolton Miller will have spent a full decade with the Raiders. In today's NFL, that's not just rare, it's almost unheard of. Let's rewind a bit. Miller entered the NFL as the Raiders' first-round draft pick in 2018. Over the years, he's quietly become one of the most consistent and durable offensive linemen in the game. Since 2018, Miller has started 107 games. That's the 10th most among all offensive linemen during that span, and 5th most among tackles. He's missed just 7 games in his career. Talk about dependability. And last season, Miller was the only Raiders offensive lineman to start in all 17 games. That's the kind of Ironman consistency you build a franchise around. But this extension isn't just about honoring past performance. It's about what's coming next. Because 2025 marks the start of a new era in Las Vegas. The Raiders brought in legendary coach Pete Carroll, formerly of the Seattle Seahawks. After 13 years in the Pacific Northwest and 1 Super Bowl ring, Carroll now takes the reins of a team that desperately needs direction. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Raiders were 4-13 last season. The offense sputtered. The line lacked cohesion. The team needed a leader, not just on the sideline, but on the field. Enter Kolton Miller. Having someone like Miller, veteran, steady, respected, anchoring the offensive line, gives Pete Carroll a foundation to build around. He's the guy you trust to protect your quarterback. And speaking of quarterbacks, Geno Smith is slated to start under center this season. And you better believe he's sleeping a little better now, knowing Miller will be watching his blind side. And don't underestimate the leadership angle. Miller isn't flashy. He doesn't dominate headlines. But in the locker room, he's become a cornerstone figure. He leads by example. He's weathered coaching changes, roster turnover, and front office shakeups. Yet through it all, he's stayed focused and consistent. In fact, just last month, while the contract negotiations were still ongoing, Miller made it clear he wanted to be a Raider for life. That's not just lip service. That's buy-in. That's culture. So what does this mean for the Raiders moving forward? First, this deal stabilizes the offensive line. In an era where offensive line play has become more critical and more volatile than ever, securing a proven left tackle is gold. It's no secret that teams with shaky pass protection struggle to stay competitive, especially in the AFC West, where elite edge rushers are lurking every Sunday. Second, this move gives Geno Smith a fair shot. With a new system under Pete Carroll and a quarterback looking to prove himself again, Miller's presence gives the offense a real chance to gel and grow. Third, It sends a message to the locker room and the fan base. This organization is serious about rebuilding, not tearing it down and starting over, but rebuilding with intent. They're not letting foundational talent walk. They're rewarding performance. They're betting on continuity. Now, there's still work to do. The Raiders still have holes to fill, especially at wide receiver and along the interior of the line. But this extension? It's a step in the right direction. It's a tone setter. And it just might be the spark this team needs to start turning things around. Pete Carroll is known for building tough, resilient, and disciplined teams. During his time in Seattle, his offensive lines were never the flashiest, but they were physical, dependable, and battle-tested. That's the mold Kolton Miller fits. And with Carroll now at the helm, expect more investments in the trenches, more smash-mouth football, and more of that old-school grit. And Raiders fans, you should be pumped. You've got a franchise tackle locked in. You've got a Super Bowl winning coach calling the shots. And you've got a roster that, while still under construction, is showing signs of life. Kolton Miller might not make the highlight reels every Sunday, but if the Raiders return to relevance over the next few seasons, don't forget this moment. This extension might be the quiet move that makes the loudest impact. So what do you think, Raider Nation? Did the team make the right call locking up Kolton Miller long-term? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more NFL news, contract updates, and team deep dives, go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a beat. We've got you covered all season long. Until next time, keep that silver and black pride strong, and we'll see you in the next one.